Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Malik Hafiz Razaki Setiawan. I'm an 8th grader from SMPI Nurul Fikri Boarding School Lembang and here to participate in today's storytelling competition. In today's competition, I'm gonna tell you guys about the first commander of the Indonesian National Armed Forces, Sudirman. He was born in Purbalingga. And then he moved from Purbalingga to Cilacap in 1916. He was raised by his uncle. He was a clever student from a Muhammadiyah school. He dropped out from teachers' college. I've had enough. How can I get the essence of teaching if I just sit on a class all day? Maybe if I can experience it, I can get a bit more of an understanding about it, he mumbled. He began working as a teacher. Even when the Japanese occupied the Indies, he still continued to teach. But then he joined the Japanese-sponsored Defender of the Homeland as a battalion commander. After Indonesia proclaimed its independence on 17th August 1945, Sudirman led a breakout, then went to Jakarta to meet the President Insinyur Soekarno. Well, Mr. President, I believe that we need to strengthen our army to defend our nation from the invaders. There are several proposals that I might offer you in another occasion, said him at the special meeting. And that meeting became the first important meeting with the President and led to other meetings to come. Soekarno asked Sudirman to lead resistance forces against the Japanese forces in the city. Unfamiliar with Jakarta, Sudirman refused and instead offering to lead the forces in Kroya. He left his former command in 19th August 1945. At the same time, the Allied forces was trying to retake the Indonesian archipelago for the Netherlands. And that same time, the first British forces was arrived at 8th September 1948. And in late August, Sukarno established the People's Safety Bureau. As the newly independent nation, and that didn't have a professional military, on 5th August, Sukarno passed a decree establishing the People's Safety Armed Forces. As the decreed commander of the armed forces, Supriyadi failed to come forward. At 12th November 1945, at the first general meeting of army leadership, Sudirman was elected as the commander of the armed forces. Sudirman, who is aged 19 at that time, was of course surprised at the election. How did I get elected out of all the great leaders that joined the election? He said. After the meeting, Sudirman went back to Banyumas to await confirmation, and he even began to develop strategies on how to repel the Allied forces. And that at that time, the Indonesians were afraid that the Dutch, through the Dutch Indies Civil Administration, would attempt to retake the archipelago once again. On late November, Sudirman ordered the 5th Division to attack the Allied forces stationed in Ambarawa. The city is considered important due to its military barracks and training facilities dating back to the colonial periods. Sudirman led a 4-day siege which resulted in the Allied forces withdraw to Semarang. Good job, comrades. We made them withdraw their army, said Sudirman to his team. But the sad news came. He got infected by tuberculosis, which led to his right lung collapse in November 1948. In 19th December 1948, several days after Sudirman's release from the hospital, the Dutch launched an assault on the capital, which led Sudirman to lead military activities, including in Yogyakarta on the 1st March 1949. In July 1949, Sudirman was recalled back and forbidden to fight due to its tuberculosis relapsed. "Well, I guess this is an end to my career," he said with a desperate voice. And then so, he retired in Magelang, where he died slightly more than a month after the Dutch recognized Indonesia's independence. Well, that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.